What is good, friends? I'm Crypto Amaru. We got Crypto Hitman in the house. Thursday, September 19th, one day after the Fed just rained manna down from the sky with that 50 basis point cut. Thank you, Jay Powell. We're going to talk about what that means for crypto, Bitcoin, all the risk assets you guys love investing in. We'll give a little bit of a short-term, midterm, long-term outlook here. We'll touch on some of the sectors we're looking at, some of the coins we're looking at for this hopefully start of this epic bull run that seems like it's finally coming to fruition. So yeah, I'm pumped, happy I got it right with that call in April, talking about this interest rate cut for a long time now. So feels good to be right. But yeah, what's your take on, I guess, the cut, and then what's coming in the near mid long term here?
Yeah, so I put a tweet out the day of the cut before it happened saying a 0% interest rate cut would be red bloodbath everywhere. 0.25% would be some volatility that ends up in the same spot because I think the market was already pricing that in. And a 0.5% cut would be ideal. That will be green bars, but more in a slow and steady pace. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a nice rally here. Now we're almost to 64,000. Minor green bar after minor green bar. I'm sure some volatility comes, but that's awesome. And then I actually said that a 0.75% cut, which Elizabeth Warren and some other people were trying to get, would give you the boner for the day, but it would break your heart in the long term because that'd be too fast of a pivot and not allow the Fed to be flexible moving forward. So I think 0.5% is the ideal one. We are on the brink of the historical trend of the after the Bitcoin halving for the next cycle. We got $16 billion coming at the end of the year, so I'm still ultra bullish. I think you're not bullish enough. We said this at the lows, you're not bullish enough. Now, if Bitcoin goes down a little bit here, I don't want you to hear, oh, I watched the one episode and you said we weren't bullish enough at 63.8. We've been telling you this since the mid 50s. We've been saying this, 400% to go on PTGC. We've been saying this 2,000% to go on Dubcat, 2,000% to go on Mellow Man, 4x to go on Kaiken. I mean, can I continue? What am I missing out? We've been telling you guys aren't bullish enough. Take some positions, get in some low caps, hold on to those large caps because history is going to rhyme with itself, and we are on the cusp of a major bull market. Now, the only hiccup that I could see that could happen to this bull market might cause some short-term volatility and kind of knock things off track a little bit would probably be Kamala Harris winning the presidential election versus Trump, RFK Jr., and Elon Musk, because those three are obviously very pro-crypto. Yesterday, Trump actually was the first president ever in history to do a Bitcoin transaction. He went and bought like 20 cheeseburgers and gave them out before the New York City event or whatever. So you have a very pro-crypto administration versus one that's been historically anti-crypto. So that could be the one blip that could happen. Nonetheless, I think that just, dampers down the bull market a little bit, or maybe extends the sideways period to longer if she does win, because that means what? More fear, uncertainty, and doubt comes into the market, and the uptrend and momentum will be halted for a short period of time.
We'll see how the politics plays into it. I do agree that if Kamala wins, it's probably a temporary dump and maybe some more sideways, but I don't think it's instant bear market or something like that.
No, yeah,
We've had
because
bull runs
crypto is
under.
going to still live. Bitcoin's going to still live on. I think it could just derail the train for a little bit, get you in maintenance mode. You're going to definitely have some panic. People are like, you know what, fuck it. I'm taking my profits now because I don't know what she's going to do. And then it's just going to take a few extra months to weed it out versus, if Trump wins, that leads right into the $16 billion of creditors getting money from FTX. And if Trump's in office, pro-crypto, Elon, RFK Jr., I think a lot of that 16 billion goes directly back into the crypto market. Where if you start throwing in some uncertainties, maybe China keeps it illegal and Kamala wins and another country, maybe India, keeps it illegal, then I think those uncertainties can just kind of waver the sideways market for a while.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned potential bear cases because those could play out. But I think long term, we're looking at a 12-month time horizon here. We're in a great spot.
Yeah.
We just had this downtrend since the halving, as historically that's what occurs. And now finally coinciding with this interest rate cut, you're seeing Bitcoin bounce almost to 64,000. Ethereum's up. All the majors are up. Some of your favorite alts are pumping. It's going to take a few more days and weeks, I think, of green bars to get that confidence and that greed level back up, tilting far to the right there. But when that happens, it's off to the races. Things are going to get crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm talking about alt season. I'm talking about a full blown alt season where things are popping 10x and everyone's mania and oh my God, we're getting rich. I don't think that happens until sometime next year. But I think throughout this remaining 3-4 months of the year here, we're slowly creeping back. And there's going to be some ups and downs. It's not going to be up only, right? But it's going to be hopefully a nice uptrend back, breaking all-time highs on Bitcoin at 73K. I think that's very much in the cards for this year. And then 2025 is off to the races. But this is the time, even I will not even forget 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, that was the time to take positions in your favorite majors and your favorite alts. But it's not too late. It's not too late. You're watching the show now. You're in the markets. You're in this space. The risk reward right now. I mean, I can't think of a better time, as in terms of potential upside versus downside risk. It's a great spot to be. It's a great time to be. It's going to take some patience, though. I think what is, could happen to some folks out there is, okay, they haven't been in the markets. They've been a little shocked from, having it been bearish for so long that they'll exit too quick.
Yep.
They'll sell on a 2x, they'll sell on a 25, 50% gainer. And if they just held for 6 months, they could be looking at 10, 20, 50x. And so I've been preaching that regularly in the short videos that we do. Got to have some patience in this market. The 100x returns don't come overnight. You're not going to get rich selling just at 2x, and cycling into another one that might rug out or whatever. Have some patience, have some conviction. This cycle is just starting. This phase of the bull market here is just starting right now, it seems. And so you're going to have to let it play out. But man, it's going to be a fun next few months and year ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're right on track. That's what's crazy. History looks like it wants to repeat itself, except now we have more potential bull market catalysts than ever. So don't be afraid. And unfortunately, what's going to happen? A lot of people will wait. We got a lot of cash sidelined. And right now, the USDT Tether, the stablecoin market capitalization, is near its all-time highs. It's very unusual for USDT Tether market cap to be near all-time highs and Bitcoin not be making new all-time highs, because that is all cash that is sitting on the sideline in the crypto market that is being used to buy Bitcoin and trade other crypto assets. So there's a ton of stable coins on the sidelines. There's a ton of cash on the sidelines. There's 16 billion owed to creditors on the sidelines. If things play up and continue to line up like they have been, that is a lot of money to pump into these markets. And again, we are in crypto because there are finite supply assets with predictable inflation. So you have a lot of assets now have deflation, buybacks and burns. Bitcoin has a very low inflation rate. Ethereum, depending on transaction fees, teeters on deflationary and inflationary. So when you're supply and demand, money's pumping into these types of assets that are rare in terms of collectibles, then they go up in price. That's just the way it works. So I wouldn't be fighting the trend here. We know Token 2049 is going on, so look out for more content on this channel from Nate, another one of the co-founders here at Crypto Paradise. A lot is going on over there. A lot of hype is going on. A lot of the influencers are all over there. A lot of new projects are over there talking. So there's a lot going on that I think is trending in the right direction here for crypto. And there's not too many negative catalysts that I could see really happen. Now, could there be a black swan, another COVID strand leading into the presidential election? Potentially. But you can't trade and invest hoping or being afraid of black swan events that happen once every 10 years. You just can't do it. That happened last time when COVID happened. But what did that do? That just made the bull market even more explosive, because you got a dip that wasn't supposed to happen in the chart. And then you got an extra 200, 300% out of buying that dip and having some balls of steel. So, I mean, I don't think there's too much else to really be said. If you guys have projects you want us to look at, throw it in there, because obviously we're going to cover the markets on these. We're going to cover the news on these long forms. But if you have other projects that you want us to talk about or look into, throw it in the comments. If you really want us to look into it, have a project founder or a whale reach out to us in DMs, and we'll see what we can get done. See if we can do an interview, see if they want to do a sponsorship. There's many ways to go about this. There's so many projects, we can't find them all. And sometimes, I think me and you get tunnel visioned a little bit, but that's because we put a lot of capital into our chosen picks. And when they're going to new all-time highs like PTGC and Mello and Dubcat and all these other things, there's only so many funds and so much time to go around. And sometimes we do get tunnel vision because we're assuming that a lot of the Crypto Paradise community is in those same positions and they want updates on those positions. And our assumption might be wrong sometimes.
It's always great to get exposure to new projects. So if anyone has suggestions, great companies, great memes, whatever the case may be that's out there, let us know, hit us up. We'll do some due diligence and check them out. We got the Shill Fest, or Chill and Shill show that we do every Friday. So come on in there, shill your projects. We got to know another company last time called Whiskey that we'll be doing some stuff with. So you never know what opportunities pop up. But yeah, I heard a great quote the other day. I read the great quote the other day. It's an old saying on Wall Street, apparently. Pessimists sound smart, optimists make money. So think about that, right? Like if you're making trades based on potential black swan could come, or Kamala's going to get elected and she's going to cause a bear market, she's going to outlaw Bitcoin or these crazy things. That's not normally how shit plays out. Don't overread things. Don't try to overanalyze things. The interest rates are getting cut. An era of easy money is coming back. The Bitcoin having happened 6 months ago, that's when shit normally starts pumping. We have the fall, sort of uptrend in stocks and in crypto about to begin. There's one piece of sort of uncertainty left to be resolved, and that is who's in the White House. And I think once that piece of uncertainty is resolved, we're in great shape. So don't overthink stuff. Don't overanalyze stuff. And then you can start thinking give yourself 100 reasons not to do something, right? Better just be in the markets, be patient. It's not going to be up only. There's going to be times when you're down, you buy in. This always happens to me. I buy in, and then the next day it's down 10, 20%. You're like, God damn it. All that shit always happens. But 30, 60, 90, 6 months out, I'm up. You know what I mean? So don't overthink shit. Black swan could always happen, but you don't make trades. You don't live your life based on a potential black swan. That would just be nuts. So stay in the market, stay patient. We're in a great spot right now, guys. And yeah, if you have any projects that you're looking, you want us to look into and talk about, certainly let us know. Yeah, we'll keep banging out the content, and good stuff, man.
If you're investing money that you're willing to lose, and that is what it's there for. Because otherwise, what are you going to do with that investment capital? Are you going to hold it in cash and let it erode to nothing? You had 25.5% inflation the past 3.5 years. Like, you have to take risks. You have to put that capital somewhere. I think crypto is one of the best markets to put your capital right now. So you got to have patience. You got to DCA in, and you got to invest money that you are willing to lose. If it's the money that you need this month for your electric bill, then yeah, you shouldn't be investing that. But if you have investment capital sitting with it in the bank in the form of cash, you are losing spending power each and every day. You got to put it somewhere. And I think Bitcoin and crypto is the place to be, regardless of some of the outcomes for the presidential election. So I think you're dead on with that. There was no other major news. And the thing is, the biggest conviction players in the space are still buying. El Salvador buys 1 Bitcoin every day, no matter the price, for the past 5,000 days. Michael Saylor is trying to raise another $700 million to put $500 million to furnish old debt, and then another $200 million into Bitcoin. BlackRock's Larry Fink was just on CNBC saying this is where you need to put some capital in. How much money do you think he put in? It's just crazy. The people who have the highest conviction, who have a ton of money, continue to buy and continue to dollar cost average each and every day. I mean, you can watch El Salvador's wallet on the blockchain. That's what's beautiful about it. Every day at the same exact time, 1 full Bitcoin is bought, no matter what.
It's legendary. Yeah. Legendary. I did not know that. And by the way, that you mentioned Tether, they just printed 1 billion Tether, and there's a lot of stable coins sitting on the sideline. There's a lot of cash sitting on the sideline. The money supply is growing. The M2 money supply, you guys check that out.
It's got to go somewhere.
So yeah, it's all lining up. I know there's going to be a lot of people that won't believe it until they see it, and they're the ones that are buying the tops. They'll FOMO in at 75. They'll FOMO in at 100K Bitcoin, whatever the case may be. Don't be that guy. Take a little bit of risk. Understand what's likely to come. Yes, we might be wrong. You guys might be wrong, but I'm willing to take that little bit of chance. And by the way, even if you're wrong in the short term, and Bitcoin for some reason doesn't behave as everyone expects it to, you just wait a few more years and it'll eventually be higher than when you bought it at. So
yeah, I think one of the beautiful stories of that is Richard Hart. Some people love him, some people hate him, but he's on the record publicly buying the top at $2.50 on Bitcoin and buying the top at $30 on Bitcoin before they had 85 and 90% crashes from those levels. Now, if I could tell you, oh, you bought the top at $2 on Bitcoin, that's like laughable, $60,000. But he was in that moment. He was that top wick, held through it, kept working in crypto, and now he's a billionaire being sued by the SEC trying to get their payoff. So, I mean, we don't want to be sued by the SEC, but it just goes to show even some of the smartest individuals who've been in the space the longest buy tops, weather the 80% drawdown, and take advantage of the bull market opportunities that come after that.
Patience and conviction, guys. That's all you need. Great update today. We'll be back with some more content tomorrow. We got the Shill Spaces. Come join us there. And until then, we'll see you guys on the beach.